Guys, welcome to this tutorial. So this is the continuation part of Selenium framework development series and we are in part 6. In the last section we had seen how we can use design pattern in framework and we can implement the same while developing driver utils part. Okay. So if you haven't watched the last video, I'll suggest you to please go back and have a look at the last section. It will be really helpful for you for this driver development util part. Okay, so let's quickly start. Okay, as we all know, two types of drivers are there: local, to work with local execution; remote, to work with remote execution, right? So here in this section we'll be developing full driver utils. Along with that, we will see how to work with Selenium GRID. Yes, to work with local and as well as remote WebDriver. How to launch the remote WebDriver through coding, how to set up node and how to set up hub. Okay, we'll see that. If and don't worry if it, and you don't worry if you don't know about what is Selenium GRID and how it works. I'm going to create a separate section of videos, okay, which will all discuss about grid. Okay, let's quickly start it for now using the development of driver. Okay, let me first tell you that in the last video I had created a project and shown how to set up the project, but uh, unluckily my this file got deleted. Actually something happened to my system, okay, this week. So I had created another project. Okay, let me tell you, it is a Maven project. Okay, the dependency I had taken here is, okay, let me show you. One is Selenium Java, that is 3.6.0. Another one is Testng C6.11. Okay, now to work with any type of browser, okay, Chrome, Firefox, okay, you need the driver. Before to 3. Selenium 3.0, to work with Firefox, we did not need or did not have a need to use the driver exe file for Gecko driver. Now, after Selenium 3.0, Selenium has introduced that if you want to work with Firefox, you need to have Gecko driver downloaded in your system, exe file, and provide the path. How to do that? Okay, let's first quickly create a resource folder, sources folder, where I will be keeping all the driver exe file. Okay, for now I am keeping it here. Like, one is Chrome driver if I want to work with Chrome, and another one is Gecko driver. Okay, this is Gecko driver. From where you can find that, go to google.com, search it, download Gecko driver, you can get that. Okay, okay, so let's now start the development for driver part. Let's create a package called com.base.driver utils. Okay, let's quickly create an interface. Okay, if you have seen the last video, we are going to write an interface, okay, which will be having an unimplemented method. That interface will be implemented by two different driver class. One is local driver, another one is remote driver. Okay, the implementation in the different driver will be different, and each of the driver will be having their browser counterpart implementation. Okay, now let's create an interface called iDriver. Let's create a method public WebDriver. Return type will be WebDriver. Okay, so I am just, okay, this is interface, unimplemented method. So here, okay, so I have to import the WebDriver. Once this is done, I will create a class called local driver. Okay, Now this basically implements your iDriver. Okay, you have to add the unimplemented method here. Okay, let me add it. Okay, see here. Okay, because you have to implement, right? So here the implementation of the driver for browser for local web will be there. So let's see browser name dot equals ignored case. Okay, Firefox. Okay, then okay, here is the code for no launching or working with Gecko driver, which has been introduced as part of Selenium 3.0. Okay, so let's quickly see how we can do that. WebDriver dot Gecko dot driver. We're basically setting the path and the properties for Gecko driver. Here we will be mentioning the path of Gecko driver. So we had already taken the Gecko driver path. Let's go to this. Let's check the path. Okay, so it should be here. We are not going to hard code full path. We are going to take the relative path so that it should work. Okay, how to take the relative path? System dot get property. Okay, name, what is the name? User dot directory. Okay, now you add this. Okay, something is giving error. Okay, let me see. Okay, here's a comma that. Okay, no comma is fine. Okay, nothing should be there. Now this should get resolved. Yes, so I had formatted the code. Okay, this I had given the path. Now you have to mention WebDriver driver are not required basically, because this method will return the driver, return new Firefox driver. That's all. Okay, and the similar way you can implement the uh, okay, here I had given something Chrome part as well. Okay, for Chrome also this is the same, just you have to change the logic or the code for Chrome only. So here how to do that, I'm showing you Firefox and Chrome. WebDriver dot Chrome dot driver. Okay, now give the path of the Chrome. Here also same thing. Okay, let's copy paste it. Okay, okay, we had missed some quotation here. Okay, now errors are gone. Okay, something is giving error. Let us check what is it. Okay, oh, okay, it's my bad. So if it is equals ignored case, if it is Chrome, then only do this, right? Okay, now this one you have to get system dot set property. Okay, now this should be fine. Okay, okay, my Eclipse is okay. Here I'm missing with one brace. Okay, now here system dot set property. Okay, now this should be resolved. Yes, this is resolved. And here I had given extra, it seems. Yes, so my Eclipse is slow, it seems. I don't know why. Okay, return new Chrome driver. There is some error that is coming. We'll see what is it. Okay. Okay. Now we had seen if the Firefox is equal to this is the implementation of Firefox driver. If the Chrome, you to work with Chrome, this is the implementation of Chrome. Okay, here you have to mention the Chrome driver, not the Gecko driver, right? What is happening? Okay, Chrome driver. Okay, now if you don't provide anything or nothing is provided, okay, what you want to work with, you can return null. Else return null. Okay, so our local driver implementation is done. Okay, now we'll write a class remote driver. Okay, this will also implement the same, iDriver. iDriver. Here I have to add the unimplement methods. It is coming very late. Okay, add unimplemented methods. Okay, it is done. Why is not adding? Okay, so here the logic for grid or remote WebDriver will be there to open a browser with remote driver. Okay, same type of stuff we can use. Browser name, we'll first check the browser name dot equals ignore case equal to Firefox. If that is the case, what is happening with my Eclipse? Don't know. Okay, if I am pressing enter, it is giving some plus. Okay, okay. If it is, you know, Firefox, then I have to use desire something called desired capabilities. What is this and how it is related? We can have a look while working with grid itself in detail. So to work with no grid or remote WebDriver, you need to have you need to provide the hub, means where your system hub is there, master hub is there, where your browser needs to work or launch with the hub. So that's how we have to mention here as well. Okay, so here the code we have to write return new. Okay, return new remote WebDriver, that is this one. Okay, now here you have to mention something remote URL and provide the something is very wrong with my Eclipse, I don't know. Okay, provide the this one basically, and then you provide Firefox. Okay, so just see what is happening. Okay, it is not responding, guys. So I will wait for some time and come back. Okay. Meanwhile, I'll pause the video back with some better condition. Okay. So here we are done with this. So you have to import java.net. Okay. Now, once you're done with this, just hover to this and servant. You can servant through try catch. Okay. So this is the implementation for Firefox, uh, remote execution basically. Once you want to, if you want to run remotely your Firefox, okay, this should serve the purpose. Okay, here I have to mention something new desired capabilities. Obviously, that part I had missed out. Okay, so uh, this is the cap I'm using. Okay, if so, in case so, like the same way, you can use, you can write the code for remote Chrome and remote IE and all. Okay, but here you need to mention in place of Firefox, you have to mention Chrome. That's all. So if your condition doesn't get satisfied, then you can return null. Like if the browser you are taking that input you're giving in from some external file or an input doesn't match to other Firefox, Chrome and all, it can return to null, and you can catch the exception and you can now have a track of it. Okay, so your driver part is iDriver is done, your local WebDriver implementation is done, your remote WebDriver implementation is done. So now quickly write a factory class that will give us the respective type of driver with browser, okay, in the runtime depending on your input or the type of driver and browser you need. You can mention the same in some config file that will be fetched, and it will create the driver object for you, and you can work with the same. So let's create a class driver factory. Okay, so in this we'll write a method now called, let's say, public iDriver. This is the return interface. See, this is the interface. So here is the advanced concept. Excuse me. We can return a type of interface. Okay, suppose one interface is implemented in a multiple class. Okay, and somewhere else you were writing a method, the return type of the interface you can mention. Okay, and you can return the object of the class which is implementing the interface. Correct. Let's quickly see how we can do that. Okay, here mention string type of driver. Okay, just compare if type of driver dot equals ignore case equal to local. If your this data you will be fetching, for now I am basically checking. Okay, you will be fetch comparing, this will be coming from some external source, config file or configuration class, wherever you want to put, and this will compare, then it will return new local driver. Okay, basically whatever I had mentioned, right, this is the web interface, this is the class which is implementing this interface. So the return type of a method, if you mention some interface, and you can return the object of a class which is implementing some interface. Clear? Else if, so here I had mentioned type of driver equal to this. If the type of driver equal to remote, okay, return new remote driver. Okay, so that's all. Our thing is that if nothing is mentioned, you can provide null, as well as if you wish you can provide some default local driver or something like that, okay, as per your own need or your framework, company's project or whatever you feel like, right? That's how it is. So our driver implementation is ready. Now we need to test our code. Okay, let's. So this is the testing srt test.java. We'll create a package quickly com dot org dot test. Okay, okay. Here quickly we'll create a class test driver. Okay, we'll see whether our driver works or not. Okay, we'll write a testng test public void test driver launch launch. Okay, okay. Now here I mentioned, right, you need to only create one object of the driver factory, which will eventually give you the object of whatever you need, right? So now let's see how does it impact. Driver factory, driver factory, new driver factory. Okay, dr dot. Okay, here you have to now mention this is a type of what type of driver you want to get. You want to get a driver which is type of WebDriver interface, right? So dp dot get driver. So here's type of driver. Let's say you want a driver for local. Okay, now here, okay, so now this one, what happened? So basically this is dp means your factory class object. This will call respective either remote driver or local driver object, and eventually this all has the implementation of Firefox and all, which is the same method, right? Basically you're calling this init. Okay, suppose you wanted to launch a browser with remote, what you will be doing, mention remote, and that's all. You don't need to change the method, don't need to change the design, don't need to create another object. So this will serve the same code, will serve different purpose. So this I'm just hard coding for now. Next tutorial will be developing configurator utils or configurator helper, which will do the configuration, and from there you can fetch the data and do something. So there also will be having some change. So for now I'm just hard coding, but don't hard code while you develop. So I'll show the next video for fetching details from config. Okay, okay, let's quickly driver dot get. We'll try to, and this is also, this details also will not hard code. Okay, we'll see in the next part. Okay, I just wanted to make the video a bit short and crispy, so that's why. Okay, so our test is ready. I'm getting a creating a object for this driver factory, then getting a object for this respective driver local or remote, and the method of the same will be called. And I want to launch a browser called Firefox and want to navigate to Google. So let's quickly run it and see how it behaves. So I had done it as run in testng test. Okay, so if you can see here the console. Okay, this is something happening. Chrome driver, not Chrome driver, Greco driver. Okay, let's see whether it has. Okay, it has launched. If you can see here. Okay, this has launched and it is supposed to open google.com. Yes, it is opening google.com. Okay, so that way we could successfully launch a driver using Firefox and opened up with Chrome. So here also the test is showing as passed. Okay, So the same way you can test it using Chrome or local. So now how to run the driver or browser in the remote. Okay, let me quickly show you. For this you need a Selenium server standalone jar which I have downloaded, and you have to go to your terminal or command prompt, whatever laptop you're using depending on your version, whether you're using Mac or something. Okay, and I was running this. Let's first you have to go to the path. Okay, I'm already in the path, it seems. Yeah, path where you have kept your Selenium standalone server jar, and run this below command Selenium Java jar Selenium server standalone jar minus rule. Okay, hub. So once you do that, so it will launch the grid. So this is the command for launching your grid hub, where all your browser or nodes will be registered, in simpler words. So how to check whether your grid is working or not? Go to this one, type localhost 4444, because 4444 is the by default for grid. If you need to configure, want to configure, you can configure the port as well. It depends on you. So here nothing is there. Now you have to register your node one by one. Suppose you have to work with, let's say, Firefox, you have to register your Firefox with Chrome or like this one. So I'm creating a generic one. Okay, so that it will be registering all the three. Okay, so now you have to write, okay, you have to come to the respective path. Okay, so where the jar is there. So I haven't been there, the path. Let's quickly go to my path wherever my jars are there. Okay, not there. Okay, fine. Okay, so automation here, it is not there where I have kept. Okay, I got it. Seems tools, framework tools, and here is the path where I had kept it. Okay, this one, Selenium server standalone, get the info. Okay, go to this path. Okay, I had gone to the path. Now write a command java jar selenium server standalone. Okay, jar minus rule, again the same thing. Okay, minus rule hub. Okay, here you have to, sorry, you have to put the node, because you are registering node, right? Hub is already created, and hub you're mentioning what hub it needs to focus. What was the URL? It was, if you remember correctly, if you remember correctly, okay, let me clear it. If you remember correctly, remember this was, I shown you right here in google.com, this one, right? So here same thing you have to mention localhost grid register. What happened? Okay, this one. Here you have to mention another thing, register. Okay, that's all, because this is, I am, I have treated my system as master, and the same thing local client and master, slave and master are both I have created for my system. So whatever, let's say you are having a hub in some different location, remote location, which is the ideal or real case, you need to mention the path for this. Okay, so let's see whether it gets registered or not. Yeah, if you see, so once you do this Selenium Java Jar Selenium standalone, this one minus role node hub, and you're mentioning the hub URL, so you should be able to see something like, instances of the browsers here. Okay, so that means your browsers are registered with your hub with this address, right? Now how we will launch, your code is intelligent enough to launch the remote. You don't have to do anything, right? Here you just mention one thing, things are done. Okay, but remember one thing, here is the implementation of WebDriver. So here you have to mention the hub URL, right? As of now I'm hard coding because all the things I'm hard coding. Whenever I'll be implementing that, configuration stuff, then in the next video I'll show you. I'll replace these values as well. So localhost, okay, you have to mention 4444 as a port number by default, wd.hub. Okay, this is the URL that you have to mention because you need to guide the browser that launch through this, right? So let's quickly see how your code is handling the browser of remote execution. Okay, let's run it as Testng. Okay, okay, now your browser has opened, see two browsers. Okay, and it is typing. Now meanwhile, how can you confirm whether this browser is only working on remote? I'll show you the google.com. Okay, this has been opened. Meanwhile, I'll show you. So one of the browse, this one will be faded out. See, this is faded out. That means one instance is currently getting worked on. Okay, so that's how you launch the browser. Chrome, actually I had shown you can do Firefox, but in the Firefox you have to mention the directory. So that's how you can launch your browser using remote as well as in local. And the most importantly, we had full-fledgedly developed driver util part which is capable of handling any type of driver, local, remote, and you don't have to change your code. You just need to change what type of driver you need. That's all. What is the browser? So that's all guys from this section actually. uh, if you do have any questions, suggestions, comments, please put them in the comment box. If you do like my video, please share, like, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you and have a nice day.